Throughout my life, I've tried a bunch of different hobbies. Some were exciting, others not so much. But whether they were fun or boring, they kept me entertained. I was never the type to go out a lot, so having something to focus on felt important. As time passed, though, I started dropping most of these hobbies, one by one, until only one remained. And unlike the rest, this one stuck with me. I poured hours into it until it became my main activity. Nothing else seemed interesting anymore. But the more time I spent on it, the more a thought kept creeping into my mind. Looking back at all my past hobbies, I noticed a pattern. One that didn't exist in my current one. The way I learned, the way I adapted, the way that I was improving. It was completely different. And that's when it hit me. I'm only good at video games. Nothing else. But that could be just me. Or maybe not. For you, it might be drawing, playing an instrument, writing, or even a sport. You've been spending so much time into it for so long that when you try to learn a different skill, you feel like it's not your thing. Even if you've been trying for months. Whatever it is, there's this feeling that outside of that one thing, we don't really have any valuable skills. And honestly, that feeling sucks. But here's what I've been wondering. Is that actually true? Or are we just not seeing the full picture? One of the reasons of why we could be feeling this way is repetition. The more time we invest in something, the more skilled we feel at it. But that doesn't mean we can't be good at anything else. It just means we haven't put the same time into it. Imagine if you played guitar for 5,000 hours, but only tried drawing for 10. Of course, you'd feel like drawing isn't your thing. But is that really true? Or is it just a matter of time and practice? Another reason is comparison. We compare ourselves to people who have mastered different skills, forgetting that they've spent years refining them. If you've been gaming for a decade but only tried learning a new skill for a month, it makes sense that you wouldn't feel as skilled yet. But that doesn't mean you can't get there. And just so you know, every hobby teaches you something, even if it doesn't seem obvious at first. But because we're so used to thinking of skills in a traditional way, we don't always connect the dots. But let's be honest, just because you're good at a hobby doesn't mean you can slap it on a resume and suddenly land a high-paying job. But that doesn't mean the skills that you've built are useless either. The key is knowing how to recognize them and use them in ways that actually matter to you. For us gamers, for example, ever played games with a group of people? Maybe your friends or relatives. You're learning communication and teamwork. Unless you're playing with randoms, some of them just don't know how to do that. But that's not it. Depending on the game, you're also training your memory, your reflexes, your problem-solving skills, and this can all be applied in different parts of your life. For artists, you're constantly improving your attention to detail. You're expanding your creativity and your ability to take criticism. This can be useful in graphic designing areas. For musicians, learning an instrument takes discipline, pattern recognition, and memory. Honestly, this can help in any learning environment. And for writers, you practice organizing thoughts and storytelling, which are really important in communication-heavy jobs. Now, keep this in mind. I'm not saying that you should force your hobby into a job. I just want you to recognize how the skills that you've built make you better at learning and adapting in general. So, why don't we see these connections? The main reason is because we tend to separate fun from useful. If something is enjoyable, we assume it doesn't count as real skill building. But in reality, that thing that we're passionate about is often conformed by a set of different skills. So, no, it's not only one thing you're good at. It's a set of different proficiencies that conform your passion. And all these different proficiencies can lead you to learn even more of them. Like learning to skate if you already know how to snowboard. You already have a good balance, it's just a different terrain. Learning martial arts if you're a good dancer. You already have the rhythm and body control. It's just a different way of applying it. learning digital art when you already know traditional sketching. All you have to do now is learn the software. And all of these have differences, but recognizing those similarities with the skills of your current hobby will make it easier for you to learn new ones. But what matters the most in all of this, what matters the most in this hidden skill discovery and the process of finding out in what other things you're good at, what truly matters the most is that you enjoy that journey. Yes, you heard correctly. Enjoying the process will always make everything better. Finding enjoyment in things is what makes them meaningful. You already started this journey a long time ago, and look how far you've gotten. You found enjoyment in that hobby, so who says that you won't feel the same way for new ones? It may take time to find that enjoyment in something new, but it's all about experimenting until we find it. And if you don't enjoy it, that's perfectly fine too. You don't have to force yourself to like it. If it's not for you, it's not for you, period. And you move on to the next one. And if after all of this, you still feel like you're only good at one thing, I want you to know, you have more potential than you think. Even though sometimes I feel like I'm only good at video games, because well, that's been the thing that I've enjoyed the most throughout my life. If that was truly the case, I wouldn't have been able to write the script for this video. I wouldn't have been able to communicate none of this. I wouldn't have been able to edit this video the way I did. But I realized that I was capable of doing it because I started experimenting. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be my thing at first. To be honest, I still don't know if it's going to be my thing. But I'm having fun doing it. And I'm certain that it's useful because it's allowing me to make this video. And yeah, I'm aware it might not be amazing, but it's all a process. A process that I'm enjoying. And that's all that matters. So, just because something doesn't feel natural at first, it doesn't mean you're not capable of learning it. You're more than just your hobby. You just have to give yourself credit for what you've already learned. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I uploaded this video a little bit later in the week. I just had a bunch of projects and assignments to catch up with. If you want to see more, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you want me to play or talk about something in specific. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Lazers out.